back to Lurkers. We're here attending Chris's checkup with his psychiatrist, correct? Really? That disbelief in his voice. He's jealous or what? Does he not? He's not happy that Chris has a friend? William muffles a chuckle by my side. Oh, by the way, can Mr. Burns stay too? I'm his assistant. We're investigating the Whitechapel murder together. Excuse me. The doctor grumbles something that I don't get, but finally agrees. He makes Chris sit down in a chair while William, and I remain standing. Should I sit down? I would feel uncomfortable, 3 people standing in front of me as I'm sitting down. He carefully studies Chris's eyes and takes his wholesome temperature. Is the medicine working? Are your migraines better? A bit, yes. I mean, I still have them, but they subside once I take the medicine. Excellent. And what about your nightmares? Chris shakes his head with sadness. Those have worsened since our last visit. These last weeks especially, I dream of blood almost every night, and then I wake up in strange places. The medicine would keep you calmer at night and stop these episodes of somnambulism. And he stops himself, biting his lip with embarrassment. Is there something else? Come on, speak up, boy. Speak up, he didn't say boy. Speak up, don't be shy. I'm almost starting to have those nightmares when I'm awake. The doctor's eyes shine with excitement. Well, that's new. Tell me the details. Chris looks uncomfortable. I rest a hand on his shoulder and give him a reassuring squeeze. He flinches a bit, but it seems to work. He starts talking with a calmer voice and expression on his face. It started 4 days ago. I was here in the office. Well, out at the common room, sitting at my desk and writing an article on my typewriter. I was writing about an especially crude case. It made my skin crawl, and then all of a sudden my typewriter and my desk vanished in thin air. And instead I was in a dark room. There was a window in front of me, but it was covered by a thick curtain. I could feel the humidity in the air, and there was a dripping sound. At first I thought it was a faucet or broken pipe, but then he closes his eyes tightly and his narrow shoulders tremble. I squeeze him again. He searches for my hand on his shoulder blindly and feels reassured when he finds it. Then I smelled it. Blood, like in my nightmares, like in the crime scenes. Before I turned my head, I knew the dripping sound was made by blood. You said you turned your head. What did you see? A woman lying in a pool of blood on the floor. The psychiatrist almost jumps to grab Chris's lapels. Who was she? What happened then? I screamed, and then I found myself back in the office. Dr. Ford's Winslow, please, will you help me? The woman, was she a murder victim? Chris gulps down and nods, his gaze lost on the floor. Yes, they found her some hours later. Her husband killed her, and then he killed himself in Southwark, near the docks. That's most interesting. Has it happened again? Reluctantly, Chris nods again. I told Mr. Perkins I was feeling unwell and went back home. It happened twice more since then. Not a murder, but I don't know. Knives. Someone is polishing and sharpening a set of knives while whistling. What kind of knives? I can't see them clearly. It's like I'm the one preparing the knives, but I don't need to look down at them. I'm distracted by other things. What kind of things? What else can you see? Nothing relevant. Think, Chris. What does a room look like? Is it a well-off house, or more like the place an unemployed drunkard would inhabit? Chris looks really frustrated by now. I don't know. He doesn't take in the details, so neither do I. He? Who is he? The man who is sharpening knives. Whoever he is. Look, I can't control it, alright? He already knows his room, so he doesn't pay attention to it. I'm sorry, I can't be of help. The psychiatrist huffs with impatience, but makes a visible effort to calm down. It's not your fault, Chris. These delusions are not caused by any sins you might have committed in the past. You can be sure of that. Your only fault is believing in spiritualism. Many gullible people with an excessive faith end up suffering from insanity. But my priest said, my dear Chris, if you knew how many of these so-called spiritualists I've examined during my career, mostly women and elders, true, but even a sickly young man like you can be affected by the excess of love for the spiritual world. Gullibility can lead to not only being tricked out of your money by fake pastors, but also a deterioration of the mind that ends in insanity and mental delusions. Well, you see, your girl is gullible, but I'm not that gullible. Then there's no hope for me. Of course there's hope. You're lucky enough to have me as your doctor, Chris. I won't desert you. We'll keep working with medication. In fact, I was just going to suggest hypnosis. We'll try to extract those venomous images from your mind. I guess, well, back in the day, this is more common, right? Now, in today's century, it's like, no, you can't do that, dude. What the fuck? Well, at least I think you can't do that. Isn't that dangerous for Chris? Is it? No, of course not. I'm not a charlatan, Chris. I'm a renowned psychiatrist. Rest assured, hypnosis will only help in your state. If you agree, please accompany me to my asylum and we can have a hypnosis session right away. Chris looks hesitantly at me and William. We can hypnotize him here. Do you need anything specific for this session? It's true, Mr. Perkins told us he was lending us his office. We won't get interrupted. You want me to do an hypnosis session right here? Yeah, why not? Yes, please. It would be really instructive. I never had the chance to watch a professional doing something so incredible. I won't hide how curious I am. Forbes Winslow puffs up like a peacock. Well, if you're that interested, I guess I can comply and offer you a little show. For the sake of our friend Chris Forrester, of course. Of course. Chris relaxes at seeing William and I are staying during the hypnosis session, and I won't deny I feel slightly reassured too. It wouldn't feel right leaving Chris in the hands of this conceited doctor. He's not even trying to hide that he only wants to hypnotize Chris in order to get more details about the murderer. Is it real? Does Chris have a connection with this Jack the Ripper? Even though William said the monster's not a ghost, just a person, I can't help but have my doubts about it. There's too much light, gentlemen. Could you please lower the blinds? Alright, it's very dark in here now. My poor boy. I do it. Creating a nice semi-darkness atmosphere. That's perfect. Now please sit down and stay silent, Chris. Sit closer to me. Alright. Let's see this in action, bro. I hope you're gonna be okay. William and I sit down in dusty seating in the furthest corner of the room, leaving them some space. Oh, Chris, relax. Focus your gaze on the darkness. Leave your mind blank. Let my voice seep in. Focus on my voice only. You are in the dark. There's nothing around you. No office, no people, no furniture, or anything else. You're floating in the darkness, with my voice as the only real thing around close to you. Now, Chris, tell me, where are you? In the darkness. There's something around me. I lean closer in my seat to peer at Chris's face. His expression is blank, but his voice sounds like the one from a man just woken up from a nap, still wrapped in sleep. By my side, William watches the scene with attention, his mouth half open. Excellent, Chris. Keep your mind blank, but receptive to whatever images might arrive. Now, are you starting to see anything? Is there anything hidden in the darkness? Okay. That change of music in his eyes, like opening like that, scared me. Chris suddenly gasps and lifts his hands. He examines them, turning them to one side and then the other, as if he couldn't believe those hands were his. What's in your hands, Chris? Come on, tell me. What are you doing with them? It's a set of scalpels, like the ones the doctors use for surgery. Are you a surgeon, Chris? Silence! Throwing your questions at me and I'll pass them to Chris, but don't speak directly to him. Chris looks confused during this short conversation. Forbes talks to him again in a soft and reassuring voice. Chris, why do you have a set of scalpels? Are you a doctor? I don't know. I have the scalpels laying over a cloth on a table. What are you doing with them? I'm just tidying them. I spent the last days cleaning and sharpening them. Now they look shiny and perfect. I want to stare at them much with anticipation. He closes his eyes and gulps. I don't like this. Oh, but you're doing it so well. What's the anticipation for, Chris? What are you going to do with those scalpels? Chris covers his eyes and sobs. I'm going to kill another woman. Oh my lord. I swear it's not me. Please don't let it be me. Scalpels. If he's really seeing Jack the Ripper's mind, we finally can rule out any other kind of knives. Stay a little while more inside him, Chris. Relax. He can't harm you. He can't even see you. Tell us, Chris. Is he a doctor? Chris uncovers his face, but he looks so afraid that I feel terribly bad for him. Despite how frightened he is, Chris looks around himself and tries to search for an answer. I don't know. Forbes Winslow huffs with annoyance and turns to look at us. He won't be able to stay in this state for long. Any questions for him? Look around the room. Look around and tell us what you see. Forbes Winslow repeats my question to Chris. The journalist looks around and crouches in fear. The room. All the furniture looks very old and full of dust. Apart from that, is it a nice room? It's rather cozy, yes? I don't know what else to say. Is there any mirror in the room? Could you go and take a look at yourself? That's a really good idea. Come on, Chris. Stand up and look for a mirror. The young man hesitates for a moment. I can't see any mirror. Then tell us, what are you wearing? Look at yourself. Is your body an outfit like the one of a young man or the opposite? Chris frowns in concentration. He's not young, no. His clothes are quite elegant, but I wouldn't say he's a gentleman either. What do you mean? Give us details. No, he can see me. I need to leave. He's suddenly frantic with fear. Doctor, please stop. He's too agitated. For once, he pays attention to me. Calm down and listen to my voice, Chris. That room with those hands and the scalpels starts to vanish little by little until you're back into the darkness. Yes. hasn't disappeared yet, then you're going to come back with us. At the count of 3, you'll be able to see my face in front of you, and then Mr. Perkins' office, and your friends, Eddie and Mr. Burns. Not if you understand what I said. After a moment, Chris nods. 1, 2, 3. Chris blinks and looks at William and me. There's a certain sadness in his face, but he looked calmer than before. I think he looks disappointed, maybe? Resigned? Chris, are you alright? Yes, can we leave now? Already? Well, it's okay, you might need a rest, but please consider coming to my asylum. I can treat you properly there. It's obvious you need more hypnosis sessions, and a place where you feel cared for and at home. Not at an asylum. The thought of having Chris interned in that kind of place makes my blood boil. I don't think that's what Chris needs. He can decide on his own, and I'm only thinking of what's best for him as his psychiatrist. Because you do want to get rid of those infernal visions, right, Chris? Right, I've seen enough blood for a lifetime. The psychiatrist looks at me with a raised eyebrow and a light grin under his mustache, as if telling me, I won. Well, we'll see. I won't let him get his way so easily. With your leave, gentlemen, I have some matters to discuss with Mr. Perkins. Contact me as soon as possible, Chris. I lift the blinds again as Forrest Winslow leaves the office. Do you remember what you saw under hypnosis, Chris? A bit. It's like remembering bits and pieces of a dream, but not the whole thing. You have been helpful. We know more about the murderer now. Do we? Yes, the police are still investigating all the butchers, slaughterers, and cattle drovers in the East End. Now with your description, we can discard that line of inquiry and focus on middle-class men with a medical background. But I doubt the Met will accept Chris's vision as an evidence. Not under normal circumstances, but if the murders go on and the Met isn't able to provide proof of action, it will cause an uproar, right? William, we should meet this evening to join the Vigilance Committee. Right, I'll send a note to the police with my report and then time for a nap. Meet me at 9 p.m. at the Crown. I don't miss Chris's sour expression. I wonder if he still thinks he's a suspect. Chris and I will be there. Chris too? Of course, it will help to clear his mind. Don't you agree, Chris? I don't know, if you say so, then it might be right. That's a spirit. Come on, we'll need a nap too if we want to be awake until late in the morning. Neither William nor Chris seem very convinced, but I lead the way out of the office and back to the Whitechapel, pretending to be confident for the 3 of us. I don't feel confident whatsoever about this whole situation. After a quick visit to my lodging house to fetch my personal belongings, Chris and I make ourselves comfortable in the sitting room, curling up on the couch with a hot teacup and a blanket. Chris still looks ashen and dejected. He hasn't spoken a word since we left the Illustrated. I thought it was because William was with us, talking non-stop, but now I think maybe there's more to it. You're very quiet, Chris. Sorry. You know, perhaps if you told me what's bothering you, I might not be able to help you, but at least you'd get it off your chest. But it doesn't feel right telling that precisely to you. Oh, we get a CG art! Finally, I was wondering where these CG arts are. It's quite cute, dude. Can we just fall in love with this guy? Does that mean you still think there's a chance you're the murderer? He casts his eyes down, avoiding my gaze. Chris, come on, look at me. He tries at least, but his eyes are full of anguish. Chris, you're not Jack the Ripper. But those images are so real, Eddie, you have no idea. What if it's me? What if all I see is a part of my mind? A part that acts when I'm on my own and not conscious? What if I killed your mother, and Annie Chapman, and perhaps other women too? Then I won't let you be on your own. I'll stay by your side until we catch that monster. He shakes his head with sadness. I'm scared, Eddie. What you need right now is a couple of hours of good sleep. You can't think straight with these last nights full of nightmares, hallucinations, and so little rest. Chris looks sheepishly at me and nods. Well, that's the start. Oh. Are we like... What kind of position is this? I need to comfort him. It's obviously he's sleep deprived. Deprived. He'll feel much better this evening once he's rested and fed, and we are actively searching for our foe. I spread a blanket over him, covering up to his chest. We can hug him? Lie down with him and hug him, sit by his side and keep company? As I said prior, to any game, there's a hug option. I'm going for it, unless obviously there's a kiss option. I'm going for that. But there's a hug option. We feel better if I sleep with you on the couch. It'll be a little cramped, but I can move to the armchair once you're asleep. No. Ouch. Too much physical contact for Chris, I see. I should have guessed it, with his bewildered reaction the first time I touched his shoulder. Oh, no, he didn't finish the sentence. Don't leave. Stay with me while we sleep, please. I feel better when you touch me. Okay. Chris, that sounds... I mean, I know you feel reassured because someone is around. No, I mean specifically you. I feel calmer when you're touching me. Oh. I thought William was supposed to be our contender, but maybe all along it was Chris. And if it was Chris the whole time, I'm happy with this, because Chris is actually the one I want to go after anyway. In fact, it's true. He seems to relax when I hold his hand or squeeze his shoulder. He reacted badly the first times I touched him, but that's normal since I was a total stranger. Aren't we still technically strangers? It's only been 3 days since we met, no? 3 to 4? I feel like that's still stranger. Still stranger territory, you know? But like, I guess not too much of a stranger since we've literally spent almost every single hour together. So, but still, I don't know. I'm trying to think if I ever like clicked that fast with someone within 3 days. If it's like your soulmate, friendship-wise or just lovers-wise, maybe. I don't know. It's been so long. I don't know. I don't know how long it took me to like connect with the friends that I have now. But I'm pretty sure it was not 3 days, and then I'm like, hey, let's hug. What the heck? But anyway, thank you guys for watching today's episode. Stay beautiful, and I'll see you guys in the next one.